Howdy, Tony Nestor. Thanks for watching this program. I'm in New England this week. Been brought out here by a friend of mine, Tom Sotis of Vermont Combatives, and teaching a 4-day course. This is day 4 on survival and evasion. We're in New Hampshire here. Been an interesting week. It's early July. First 3 days we had 105 degrees, 90% humidity, cooking, going to sleep at night, just dripping, sweating, feeling like I was in the jungle. In fact, it's been hotter here, more humid here than it was when I was in Costa Rica in January. So, amazing week. You know, we had all day rain, torrential rain yesterday, and now it's nice. Only about 85, still humid. Getting to know the mosquitoes and deer flies a little better. I had forgotten what they're like, and this is one reason why in this environment, when you go north, when you travel north, you go to Canada, New England, Midwest, Michigan, Minnesota, you gotta carry bug spray. I carry at least the kind of bug spray that has at least 30% DEET in it. You don't need that 100% jungle juice stuff. That was mostly designed for applying to your clothes and hat and collar, not to be put on the skin. You wear that stuff for a couple days, 100% DEET, it's gonna make you sick. A lot of toxins in the body. So 30 to 40% DEET is what you need. Been applying that regularly. And then got a head net that I wear when it's really bad. Other than that, just keeping covered. You can see as hot as it is, I'm still wearing my pants, my boots, long sleeve shirt, minimizing the skin exposure, and staying hydrated. It's been hot. Been going through a lot of water, electrolyte replacement, powders and that kind of thing. But it's been a good course, good group. Had about a dozen folks, and we spent the first couple days working on basic survival skills, looking at how to stay alive in a short-term situation. Also got into some long-term skills like trapping and deadfalls and snares. And then the last 2 days we looked at doing a 180 on that, turning that into evasion skills. What would you do if you were a soldier and you escaped a POW situation? You're on the run, you're on the move, and you don't have a lot of gear. So how do you make concealment shelters? How do you cover your tracks? How do you make deterrents for those individuals following you in terms of traps and trail guards and path guards and that kind of thing? So a whole different psychology from the day hiker who wants to be found, wants to be visible, has the tools like signal mirrors and shiny clothes, bright clothes to draw attention to themselves. You're doing a total 180 with the evasion skills. But we're wrapping up here, and I'm sure looking forward to going for a dip in a river, a real river. Arizona, we've only got about 2 natural lakes in the whole state of Arizona, and they're mostly mud holes by the time June rolls around. Got a few dozen streams and rivers that you could, in my state, you could jump across when they're flash flooding. So got some real rivers, organic lakes out here with real fish and lily pads and cattails and turtles and frogs. Been going to sleep every night by the creek, listening to frogs croak, and I'm loving it. It's reminding me of my childhood, growing up in the Great Lakes. But it's been a good week out here, and looking forward to getting back to Arizona for a while, and then I'm headed to Latin America to teach, where it's probably going to be similar to this, only a lot more interesting and bigger bugs. But same kinds of priorities. Going to be dealing with water, humidity, sun, intense heat, insects, and keeping covered, keeping the spray and the head net on, sleeping in the hammock with mosquito netting. And so you change your survival kit for the environment you're going in. I have friends of mine who are paddlers, sea kayakers, and they have different things in their kit than I have in mine in the desert. A few different things. Some of your priorities don't change. You're still going to need fire. You're still going to need to signal and build shelter and stay warm and those kinds of things. But certain environments, like Canada, like the jungle, you need specialized tools. So always look ahead to what others have done and those who've explored those regions. See what they've used, what's been successful. There's no point in reinventing the wheel. The template is already there for survival from the native peoples who live there and from others who have taught there and done survival there and that kind of thing. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to go take a dip, cool off, do some fishing, real fishing, and enjoy this beautiful country around here. The other thing is I sure like these birch trees. I remember starting a lot of my fires when I was younger in the North Woods using birch, the birch bark. We don't have that in Arizona. It's beautiful here. See all the birch bark and all the things you can do with it, from baskets to what people are doing with canoes here. That ingenious method of engineering they created with birch bark canoes, and just simple fire lighting. Boy, it's a nice material to have. We started a few of our fires yesterday that way in the rain. Well, thanks for watching. These beautiful birch bark trees. Boy, you can get so many things off those, from the birch syrup there, the sap, to that great tree bark for lighting fires, building baskets and macucks and canoes, to lining your shelter with that bark on the outside for We don't have these back in Arizona. This is wild carrot. That nice umbrella, flat top, white flowers, and a little star in the center. Well, one concern out here in much of the eastern seaboard, New England, Great Lakes areas, if you're going to be wandering through the brush, going on these old logging roads like this, cutting cross country, you're going to have to contend with ticks. Not far from here in the state of Connecticut is Lyme, Connecticut. It's where Lyme's disease originated and came from, or at least it was first recognized. It's all over the Midwest and eastern seaboard, and when you're out traipsing through country like this in the summertime, you got to do tick checks quite frequently. When you get back into camp at the end of the day, like we've been doing, you do a tick check on each other's scalp and back and make sure you don't have anything. It's not uncommon in some areas, if you go bushwhacking cross country, you're pulling 30-40 ticks off your back. So wear bug spray, spray around your boots and your socks and your pant cuffs, and around your collar, around your waistline and belt. And just make sure you're keeping covered. You're doing those inspections before you go to sleep each night at camp, pulling those critters off if you get them. Here's another excellent plant to know, plantain. This is something I used to use in Michigan regularly each summer when I got stung by bees or wasps. And you just take these leaves and chew them up. Get a couple of these, chew them up in your mouth, and then mix that paste on a leaf or spit it out onto another leaf, and then put that right on your sting, and that'll draw out the toxins in there. There's a long history of usage for that throughout the Midwest and eastern seaboard here. You can even take the young leaves, the real young ones, and this is past the prime here, when these first come up in the spring, and make a good addition to wild salads.